All right guys, Cody Groom here. Welcome to another video. Today I thought it'd be cool to talk about some BMW mods. Now you just bought your car and you're like, well, what can I modify? Kind of wanted to stay away from the typical, like the lowering springs, exhaust, even intake, I guess, and really, wheels too. And really just talk about some little mods that I think are really cool. I mean, some of them are bigger. I just wanted to get away from like the typical mods that you see in every single other video.
Yeah, new time, same mindset, reminiscing where your mind at. Thinking about the dead man's life, why would anybody want that? Yeah, why would anybody want that? Yeah, new time, same mindset, reminiscing where your mind at. Thinking about the dead man's life, why would anybody want that?
Okay, so first up, reflector deletes. I like to take off any reflectors I have. So the cars come with, by law, they come with reflectors on usually like the front and the rear bumper. On this car, you can see it on the front bumper. I actually have a little piece that's painted the color of the paint. It's a cool little mod that changes it up so you don't have that bright orange and it looks more seamless with your paint. I think another big thing is taking chrome pieces and then blackening them out. So on this car, you'll see I have a number of things that were changed, stuff like the side markers, the actual trim pieces, the grills, all that stuff, taking away the chrome, I feel like makes it a lot cleaner. Now on some cars it's done well, and I also don't at the same time mean to just go plastic dip it. But this works for emblems and all that stuff. There's a lot of companies that actually sell replacements for these parts instead of like painting it yourself. Now if you do have to paint it yourself, don't just throw plastic dip at it because no one likes it. Next up on the list, we have Lugnuts. I always think it's cool to switch up the Lugnuts. There's a lot of different colors you can go with. I always think just a set of black Lugnuts looks good. If you do have BMW, you're gonna have to install studs to use a lot of the Lugnuts that are on the market. It's a really easy install. It's simply screw it in, make sure you have thread locker and it's torqued down, and that's pretty much it. But custom Lugnuts just change the way a wheel setup looks. It can make it a little bit cleaner, and also, I don't know, I like it. I know I said I wasn't gonna mention wheels, exhaust, or any of those major mods, but one of the biggest things I think is spacers. Spacers can change a car from looking like the wheels are just in and you need bigger wheels or bigger tires to really sitting flush with the car. My car right now has a 20mm spacer up front and then a 15 in the rear. You wanna be careful of going too gnarly, and you also wanna be careful with what spacers you're throwing on, but overall, spacers really change the look of a car. Makes it a little more flush and just a little bit cleaner overall. This one is a little bit more on the expensive side, but front lip, side skirts, and rear diffuser, and along with rear spoiler, are all cool like little Aero touches to the car. These definitely get pricier, but you can get them, instead of getting them in carbon fiber, you just get them in gloss black, or you just get them in black. I really think it's cool because stuff like side skirts adds like a flat edge to the car. You have stuff like a front lip, just makes the front a little more aggressive. And then the same idea with the rear spoiler, just gives it a little more aggressive look. And the diffuser usually fills in that bottom part of the car, especially on BMWs. It feels like something needs to be there. And with the M3, it feels like it just fills in that spot that was missing something before. All right, so a couple little things that I think are cool for the wheel. First off, I have the valve stem caps. Now the valve stem caps are just little plastic pieces that fit on the part where you fill up your tire, and you can get them in an M logo, a BMW logo, and I think they come in black and chrome and some different colors. But just a little mod that's there that helps bring the car to life a little bit as far as the details go. I think this next one's kind of a little bit of like a gag mod. I don't even know what you'd call it, but basically these right here, the floating caps, you can see they spin right now. But the cool thing is when you're driving, or like you do like a roller, they're sitting straight up, which is cool. So they're standing still while the wheel's spinning. But then also, whenever you stop and take photos of the car, it's cool to have the actual BMW cap facing up. Okay, getting a little more to the expensive side, I wouldn't recommend this for everyone, but I think it's a great performance mod that also is very aesthetically pleasing, and that's gonna be the Bmw GT kit up front. This is the 380mm kit, and I just think it's a really cool addition to the car because it really brings out that wheel and tire setup, but obviously it actually does something. It's not just it's not just for looks. It actually makes a difference driving. Now, whether or not it actually, for daily driving and weekly driving, obviously that's not gonna really matter. But for me, like I always wanted to build this car with like a mindset of making it better at the same time. And putting something like the Bmw GT kit on it, I feel like just one more thing to add to the car.
Don't know where the days went. I spent a lot of nights in a blur. I bet I spent a few too many trying to make it. And I haven't yet. You don't like this music, then don't be listening to it. You know, I'm just a dude that you know, or something similar.
It's cool with the interior. With interior, I think there's a lot of little mods you can do. There's actually things. I'll put a link for what it is. I'm not currently running it, but you can put a strip in between the trim pieces. You get like a red strip. Now it looks good as long as you don't overdo it, but that's just a simple piece from Amazon. For me, I have a lot of carbon fiber in the interior, and it's something that was not cheap, but it's also something that I felt like really brought this interior to life. Like I had the wood paneling before, and still do in my other car, but I feel like this just like made the car a lot more, I don't know, like classy, clean. It just looks overall better. You can buy these pieces from Aerodynamic. Again, they're not cheap, but I think they add a lot of value to the car. Now, I think two little mods that are really cheap and affordable for you guys is the red stop start button. You see this everywhere. There's a million sites that sell it. Don't pay any more than like $15. They're all the same thing. They're all coming from China. Don't pay a ton of money for it. It's a quick swap out for any of the cars that have, you know, start stop button versus a key. And then the other one of that same thing is if you have if you have an E92 M3, it's a little tiny iDrive knob, and it really dates the car. I don't know. It makes it to me look like it's from like 2004. So what I did is I went on AliExpress, literally a $10 Chinese part that fits on top of my iDrive, and it actually lights up still with the factory lights. It looks way better, and it's more like the newer X5M and just the newer iDrive knobs, but it's a cheap little fix. So another mod similar to the start stop button being red is actually having a red M button. So any of the M cars have the M button, besides I think the M2, and you can basically swap out that button for a red button. It's a cool little touch that adds an accent. Now, I don't think it's for everyone in every interior, but it's an idea there if you want something that's cheap and just adds a little extra touch to it. Same thing with the trim. So you can actually swap out the trim pieces. There's a lot of companies. This is a custom wheel that I got from AZA Auto Wheel. They can virtually do any trim. They can do leather, they can do Alcantara, they can do carbon fiber. And this one personally is from Aerodynamic, but I was mentioning that company to you guys because you guys can go, if you order a custom wheel with them, you guys can actually change up the entire wheel. One of the things I forgot to mention when I was recording this is the red gauges. Everyone asks about these, but these are super simple. These are a vinyl overlay that goes over your stock gauges and changes the color. Now you wanna make sure you line it perfectly, because at night when the lights come through, if it's not aligned perfectly, you'll see where it's actually misaligned. But again, they're simply a vinyl overlay that you can purchase. I think they're about $75 or $80, and you got a different color for your gauges.
It's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. I'm up in the VIP and it's all on GOD. Well, pipe down, let me talk over the beat first. Started spitting for an off-white t-shirt, and now I make them say cheese till they teeth hurt. I'm back home in the D4 Hold up, let's be honest, I ain't do this on my own. I was chilling in Miyake, only answering my phone. God ain't even say the plan, he just put me on the road. Now I'm rolling on the road, out here working on my tone. Crew cut to the skate highs, bumping at the house. I'm just trying to get our homies, cut the milli rock about. Get dap, set the Kroger. If you knew me from the south, did the money come around? I'ma give it to the town or the Dow or this juiced up crowd. It ain't even sold out, and I'm still like, wow, cause the bass up loud.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video, and then of course subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notifications for new videos. All right, see you guys in the next one.
Like, is it difficult? No, it's a breeze. It's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. I'm up in the VIP and it's all on GOD. It's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. Yeah, it's a breeze, boy, I told you it's a breeze. I'm up in the VIP and it's all on GOD.